so first play we're going to look at, 2nd and 2, one of the Patriots' first offensive plays. What's going on, everyone? Taylor Kyles here for CLNS Media, and I am joined by Patriots wide receiver Kayshon Boutte, who had an outstanding summer in training camp and is showing a real rapport with Drake May in Drake May's second season and Kayshon's third. Kayshon, thank you so much for joining us, brother. Now, we've talked about this. Your growth from year 1 to year 2, then year 2 to year 3 has been extremely impressive. What would you say in terms of on-field ability is something that you improved most on in your sophomore year and now going into your third season?
I would just say conditioning, I think conditioning is a big part of football, Obviously, we run a lot. It can be a 2-play drive, 3-play drive, but it's also 10 to 12-play drive. So just being able to sustain that energy the whole time. So I think that was one of the main focuses for me because I feel like I haven't always been in shape. And I think it was time for me to just look at myself and be honest with myself. So I think that was one of my main focuses.
Is it the same routine you've always had? Because I know like Christian Gonzalez threw in Pilates this offseason. Are you doing anything different?
Oh, no, I kept the same routine, just had to push myself a little more.
Awesome. And then in terms of your usage this summer, it seems like a lot of X receiver snaps where you're on the line outside the numbers, but we also see you kind of move around the formation. So I'm curious, how does your role and your responsibilities and your mentality change when you're at X and you're kind of out there on an island versus when you're more at the Z, you're off the line and close to the line of scrimmage?
I think it all starts with knowing the playbook, When you know what to do, you can align anywhere, like you said, whether it's X, Z, F, really anywhere, But just as far as getting open, I think the mindset really the same. You got to get open regardless. Like I say, whether it's one-on-one or zones, I think more with zone depth and spacing matter. But as far as the X receiver, it's one-on-one. So it's like basically it's like your best guy versus my best guy, So I think that's really my mentality. Really, is just getting open.
You've also been very impressive against man coverage this season, press and off. But I'm curious, kind of same thing going back to mentality. What are you thinking when a guy is just right across from you trying to press you and you got to get behind him versus when he's already playing you off and you're trying to make sure that you can find a way to manipulate him and still be able to get to you?
I think I look at press as kind of disrespectful, but I love the press. I look at myself as a more physical receiver, so I don't mind the press. If I feel like if a cornerback want to get handsy, then we can do it. I'm not shying away from no contact. And then just as far as off man, just kind of attacking that leverage, getting in blind spots, making them feel uneasy at their position. So I think just really ways to know, like we know what route we running, but they don't know. So just knowing how to make them uncomfortable.
But you say you're not the fastest guy, but you can win on that go ball. So how exactly does that work if you're not necessarily the fastest, but still getting able to get behind guys?
I think it's 2 types of speed, It's instant speed and speed like build-up speed. So I think I'm more the build-up speed type of guy. So I just feel like I always say, once I'm even, I'm leaving. So if you onside me, then as long as the ball in the air, I know where the ball at, you don't. So that's my advantage.
All right, last one for these hardcore football questions. End of half situations are where you shine. That was going back to last season, regardless of who was at quarterback. We also saw that this summer. What allows you to be so successful? What are the keys? Is that something where you've always excelled? Or is there maybe some coaching points you've gotten along the way that kind of stay in your head in those moments?
I just say confidence. Confidence really help you excel, just being able to make plays. And I think really my mentality in those situations is I want the ball. So I think when you have that mentality that you want the ball, you just got to make the catches.
You showed him that Hail Mary in Minnesota. That was pretty crazy. All right, now let's get on to some of the more fun ones. First of all, you're Louisiana born and bred. What's something, because we're obviously in New England, right? A little bit far away. What's something about Louisiana people don't know that you think they should?
I think the food in Louisiana is the best. I ask a lot of people every time they go to Louisiana what was kind of the best thing they had, and they just say food in general. So, yeah, I would say food.
I would agree. When we were at the Super Bowl, I was getting as much of that food as I could. I tried to mix in some Mediterranean, though, because, it's tough if you eat like jambalaya every day, but it is good. Now, speaking of food, what's the best food you've had in New England?
I'm not really a guy that try new foods, so I kind of stick to what I know. And like you said, just being from Louisiana, I know how to cook different things. So,
what do you cook?
That's really my main thing.
What's your go-to dish you make?
I like red beans and rice and pork chops.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a good choice. All right, now, finally, if you could only play as one 2K team, because I know that's your game, could be from a different team, whatever, or a different era, whatever it is, who would be the one team that you played with?
I think every time I play 2K head-to-head, it's the Warriors.
Okay, why the Warriors?
I think I like the 2016 Warriors. You got Curry, you got Clay, 2 shooters, obviously. You got KD. It's a lot. It's a great team.
Play as good players. I hate when it's like, oh, no, you can't play as the guys that are loaded. That's the most fun way to do it. And now the last one. What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Best piece of advice. I think that's actually a tough question. I never really thought about it. I would just say if you're not where you want to be, then keep working.
Love that. Great place to end. Thank you
Yes,
so much,
sir.
Kayshon.